daughter or boyfriend. Just because her boyfriend gave her a choice, she strangled her own daughter to death. But what's even more shocking is that in court, she actually said that a daughter can be born again, but love cannot be missed. Today, we will tell the story of the case of the teenage soldier. Time, 2008. Location, United States. On this day, in a small town on the outskirts of the United States, a passerby was jogging in the morning. Suddenly, he noticed something frozen on the side of the road. Curious, he approached to investigate. However, as soon as he got closer, he was scared and aged several decades. What he saw was not something frozen, but a petite girl. It was obvious that the girl was already a lifeless corpse. Witnessing this scene, the passerby quickly dialed the emergency number, and the police arrived at the scene, immediately sealing off the area. After a forensic examination, it was confirmed that the girl was Carissa, the girl who had gone missing a few days ago in the town. It turned out that a few days ago, a mother named Boudreaux had reported her daughter missing to the police. She told the police that she and her daughter were shopping at the mall that day. However, they had an argument halfway through due to a small matter. She asked her daughter Carissa to wait in the car in the underground parking lot. But when she returned to the car, she found that her daughter was gone. At first, she thought her daughter was still angry with her and went home alone. But when she returned home, she realized that her daughter hadn't come back. Even until evening, her daughter was still missing. This made her extremely anxious, so she hurriedly contacted Carissa's classmates and friends to see if her daughter had gone to find them. However, after contacting everyone, there was no news of her daughter. Soon, Boudreaux realized that her daughter was likely in trouble. She panicked and called the emergency number, hoping to find her daughter through the police and media. The police received the report and immediately mobilized the residents of the town to search for Carissa. Despite the extensive search efforts by the police, media coverage, and the participation of over 13,000 residents in the town, there was still no news of the girl. But now, the killer had brazenly frozen the girl and dumped her on the roadside outside the town, provoking the anger of all the residents and the police. For the police, solving this case was a must. They once again retrieved the surveillance footage from the underground parking lot on the day the girl went missing and analyzed it frame by frame. Through the surveillance footage, the police identified 3 suspects who had appeared in the parking lot on the day the girl went missing. However, after investigation, it was found that although the 3 individuals had been in the parking lot, they had no contact with the car. Furthermore, they had perfect alibis to prove that they were not present at the scene. It was clear that the case had nothing to do with these 3 individuals. The case suddenly reached a deadlock. Helpless, the police had to reverse engineer the crime process based on the motive. However, after a forensic examination, it was found that the girl had a clear mark of strangulation only on her neck. There were no other injuries on her body, and her clothes were intact without any signs of damage. This was fundamentally different from the motive of a sadistic killer. In addition, there was no trace of any belongings on the girl's body, ruling out the possibility of a robbery. As for revenge, the police also investigated the girl's social relationships and found that she was very gentle and had not offended anyone. Therefore, all possible motives were ruled out. In the face of the devastated mother who cried her heart out because of her missing daughter, the police suddenly felt a sense of absurdity. Could it be that this seemingly grieving mother had another side behind her back? The police then re-examined the clues and slowly uncovered a shocking fact. It turned out that the girl never appeared in the parking lot surveillance footage on the day she went missing. Misled by the assumption of her daughter being a victim of a pervert, the mother's heartbreaking performance made the police suspect her even more. Now, after ruling out all possibilities, even the impossible becomes possible. Therefore, this mother, who cried desperately in front of the media, has a strong suspicion of committing the crime. To avoid alerting her, the police first had someone pretend to be a private detective and find the girl's mother, telling her that the police suspected her and that the evidence was the surveillance video from the parking lot. Now she had the opportunity to destroy that footage, but it would require a hefty fee. Initially, the girl's mother had doubts, but with the police constantly questioning her, she couldn't hold on any longer. So she quickly contacted the private detective and agreed to pay the fee to delete the surveillance footage. She also revealed a horrifying truth. After separating from her ex-husband, She started dating a new man who despised her daughter and didn't want her around. They often argued and fought over this. Eventually, the new boyfriend couldn't bear it anymore and gave the girl's mother an ultimatum, him or her daughter. Only one of them could exist in that household. Clearly, the girl's mother was infatuated with her new boyfriend and chose him. In 2008, she took her own daughter's life. She then lied about her daughter going missing and caused a commotion, attempting to cover up her crime through her performance. But the law is meticulous, and as a mother, how could she commit such an inhumane act? Therefore, once the case was solved, the townspeople were filled with anger and shock. However, what shocked them even more was yet to come. In court, when the girl's mother faced the judge's accusations, she showed no remorse and even uttered a statement that shattered everyone's beliefs. She said that she could have another daughter, but if her boyfriend left her, she would lose her love. Little did she know that while she was imprisoned, her boyfriend had already found someone else and got married. In response to the gossip, he said that the girl's mother was a complete lunatic. Clearly, he didn't have deep feelings for her. All of this was just the girl's mother's imagination. In light of this, I advise everyone not to be infatuated with love. Love may be captivating, but there are basic boundaries that must be respected. That's the end of today's story. Do you consider yourself to be infatuated with love?